These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people.
Did you hear that, Marcus? He said, you people. You people.
Who the hell is us people?
You people are just too stupid to match her people, whose intellectual expression goes something along the lines of,
we've gotten to look at least 3 sides of tower number 1.
Some people did something.
You're watching Woke of the Week with MRC-TV and Culture. I'm your host and one of Ilhan Omar's favorite people, Justine Brooke Murray. Leave it to America's in-house mouthpiece for our enemies to escape her 7th century caliphate just to complain the constitutional republic she fled to uses democracy.
And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things.
God forbid a free nation built on the foundations of freedom is free? Allowing citizens to speak and hear other opinions and make up their own minds on the candidate they think is best? That just
tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
She has a point with the dumb comment. Our nation, at some point, became naive enough to open our gates to foreign adversaries who benefit from the liberties granted by our Constitution's First Amendment just to do everything in their power to destroy it. It's
frankly embarrassing
for those same adversaries who reject our constitutional ideals to begin with to become our leaders, deciding for us when there's a
constitutional crisis.
Because that Constitution allowed Americans to vote against the caliphate they wanted.
We might not have an opportunity to fight back the authoritarian dictatorship.
Ah, yes. Letting only Ilhan's ilk of authoritarians have the floor is the only definition of democracy Uber Commander Omar knows, coming from someone who grew up in a failed state held hostage by Islamic warlords running around. All before that, Somalia was run by dictators, so it takes a certain level of chutzpah for a suspected sister wife who may or may not have married her brother husband to flee a Sharia society that would have stoned her for running her mouth to force that same authoritarianism on the Americans she claims to represent. It's a level of woefully unearned arrogance that provides Congresswoman Kaboom with enough confidence to appoint her own squad as society's intellectual authority and imply these geniuses.
Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks.
Should be its gatekeepers. With those standards, spazzing around like you sat on a hot poker and wagging your trashy manicure is the epitome of eloquence and rewards you with a congressional seat to spew ebonics on the House floor.
If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
And diss your opponent like this.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
F*** off.
That caliber of intellectual debate can only be matched by someone with the emotional maturity of your ideal Ivy League candidate who is taught by other intellectuals any viewpoint that differs from their own is an existential threat. Tiring yourself out by jiggling violently over the mere thought of somebody with a different opinion is not only unacceptable, but an encouraged academic retort, practiced only by those with the mental stability to announce to half of your classmates how proud of you they should be for refraining from murdering them.
Be glad, be grateful that I'm not just going out and murdering Zionists.
Even if you're demanding their heads over a cause you don't really know why you're marching for.
Why was he killed? What was he, like, who was the man we're memorializing? We could maybe even call. We genuinely don't know.
Hold up.
Thank you.
Hey, he's not alone. Ilhan Omar's leading squad of experts, who also don't know what they're talking about, but the leftist media loves to promote.
I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Stupid, under the left's standards of excellence, means you're one of those super incapable and untrustworthy 20-year-old prodigies.
I don't care what coding competition you won. These are not the kinds of people who should be filtering the biggest decisions in the design of this country.
Don't worry, not if you're one of those 20-year-olds blindly egging on the enemy in our streets because your homie said to come.
Why are we protesting here?
God will be free! I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Their definition only applies to those 20-year-olds who opted out of being brainwashed by their army of academics to expose years of their regime funding the enemy with our taxpayer dollars.
The less educated folk, and when I say educated, I'm not even talking about formal education. I'm talking about people that literally don't want to read and enlighten themselves on facts. Those are the people that typically vote for the Republicans.
It refers to us common people stupid enough to ask them questions like, where do they spend our money?
Should Americans at least have a look at where the U.S. aid goes?
Absolutely not.
American intelligence, redefined by this duo, describes an entire population of ignoramuses nodding their heads and clapping like seals for the past 4 years as competent people in our most vital industries were passed up for DEI roles, ensuring their fever dream to make American planes crash again becomes a reality. Ober Commander Omar nearly got her wish thanks to a previous administration that censored everyone else as her ilk conducted jihad on Western democracy. We already had a quick whiff of what America would be if only her squad of pseudo-intellectuals held the floor. And if the status quo remained, those establishment academics and intellectuals would have devolved our nation into the failed state she claims to have fled. That wraps today's episode. Make sure you tune into my show every week where I bring you the left's most insane moments and expose their latest attempts to weaken the West. Then hit the like on YouTube, plus on Rumble, follow us on social media, comment below what you think, and don't cave to the leftist media agenda. If you like the work we do here at MRC, please consider donating at mrc.org/donate. It's the best way to help our movement. Thanks for joining us.